Have you ever noticed that the moment you stop chasing someone, they suddenly start paying attention? It's almost as if your absence speaks louder than your presence. The more you push, the more they pull away. But the second you withdraw, something shifts. They begin to wonder, why aren't you chasing anymore? Why are you so unbothered? This isn't just a coincidence. It's a fundamental principle of human psychology, deeply rooted in Stoic wisdom. Welcome back to Mindful Stoicism. Most people make the mistake of reacting emotionally when someone distances themselves. They beg, they plead, they over-explain, believing that words can change someone's mind. But here's the truth. Desperation repels, while emotional control attracts. When you display neediness, you reinforce their decision to leave. But when you step back with complete composure, you disrupt their expectations. They start questioning their actions. So, what's the secret? Silence, composure, absolute control over your emotions. You don't beg, you don't justify, you simply exist in your own power. This is the essence of Stoicism, mastering yourself rather than trying to control others. The moment you stop seeking validation from them, they start seeking it from you. If you truly embrace this mindset, you won't just make them return, you'll make them crave your presence. Why? Because emotional independence is rare. Most people are reactive, controlled by their impulses. But when you become the exception, calm, unshaken and indifferent, you create a magnetism they can't ignore. And today, I'll show you exactly how to do it, using the Stoic blueprint for emotional power. Stay tuned, because by the end of this, you'll no longer chase, you'll attract effortlessly. 1. Detachment creates attraction. Have you ever noticed that the more you chase someone, the more they pull away? The harder you try to hold on to them, the more distant they become. This happens because our desperation repels, while detachment attracts. When you stop seeking, stop proving, and stop clinging, you create a shift in power. They start to wonder, why are you so unbothered? Why aren't you reacting? That curiosity alone can make them rethink their decisions. Stoicism teaches us that we should never be emotionally dependent on external things, especially people. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you embrace detachment, you take back your emotional power. You no longer operate from a place of neediness, but from a position of control. People don't desire what is always available. They value what they might lose. When you detach, you create space. And that space makes them realize your worth. The mystery of your absence forces them to reflect on what they took for granted. They start to miss your energy, your presence, your attention, because now it's no longer freely given. But true detachment isn't about manipulation. It's not about pretending to care less just to get a reaction. It's about actually becoming indifferent to the outcome. You don't detach to make them return. You detach because your peace matters more than their presence. And ironically, that's exactly what makes them come back. If you master this, you won't just attract them back. You'll attract respect, admiration, and even obsession. That's the power of detachment. Let go and watch how everything changes. Will become the source of value. People don't return because they feel guilty. They return because they recognize your value or fear losing it for good. This is where most fail. They believe that waiting in silence is enough. It's not. Silence alone creates distance, but value creates desire. If you want to be truly irresistible, you must become someone they cannot afford to lose. The Stoics understood that true power lies in self-sufficiency. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." When someone distances themselves from you, they assume you will always be waiting. But if you shift your focus from waiting to self-mastery, their perception of you changes. You are no longer the person they took for granted. Instead, you become someone they admire, someone they desire, someone they regret losing. So how do you become the source of value? Master your emotions. No anger, no resentment, just unshakable confidence. Elevate yourself mentally and physically. Read, train, evolve. Become a better version of yourself. Develop scarcity. The less accessible you are, the more valuable you become. When they see you thriving without them, their mind plays tricks on them. They start to wonder, "Oh, did I make a mistake? Have they found someone better? Why are they so unbothered?" This is how you flip the power dynamic. They stop feeling like they left you behind and start fearing they no longer have access to you. And that fear is what makes them return. Your value isn't in how much you chase, it's in how much you elevate yourself. Be someone they cannot replace. 3. Silence and time are your allies. When someone pulls away, your instinct might be to chase, explain, or seek closure. But doing so only weakens your position. The more you reach out, the more they withdraw. The secret to making them return lies not in pushing, but in pulling back. And your two greatest weapons in this process: silence and time. Silence is powerful because it forces them to sit with their own thoughts. It removes the comfort of knowing that you're still there, waiting. It creates mystery, uncertainty, and curiosity. 3 emotions that make people rethink their choices. When you stop responding, stop checking in, and stop giving them access to your emotions, they begin to wonder, why aren't they reacting? Have they moved on? Did I make a mistake? The absence of your attention forces them to fill in the blanks, and human nature makes them assume the worst. Time is equally important. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Instead of reacting emotionally, let time do the work for you. Most people act impulsively, regretting their decisions later. When you give them space, they begin to re-evaluate. The longer they go without hearing from you, the more they start to feel your absence. But here's the key. Time only works in your favor if you use it wisely. Instead of waiting around, level up. Focus on yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because when they do return, You should be in a position where you're not desperate to take them back. You're choosing whether they even deserve a place in your life. Silence and time don't just bring people back. They restore your power and dignity. For final Stoic strategy, the reframe. Most people see rejection, distance, or indifference as a painful loss. They take it personally, allowing emotions to consume them. But the Stoic sees it differently. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the Stoic asks, "How is this happening for me?" This shift in perspective, this reframe, is where your power lies. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What does this mean in relationships? It means that the way you interpret events determines their impact on you. If someone pulls away, instead of seeing it as rejection, see it as an opportunity to grow, to regain your emotional balance, and to remind yourself of your worth. Think about it. What if their absence is actually a test of your emotional strength? What if it's a chance for you to become the kind of person who never has to be chased again? If you respond with desperation, you fail the test. But if you respond with composure, confidence, and self-respect, you elevate yourself to a higher level, one where I hold the power. Here's how to apply the unstoic reframe. 1. Detach from the outcome. You don't need them, you choose them. 2. See rejection as redirection. Their distance is guiding you towards self-improvement. 3. Embrace self-mastery. Use this time to build yourself into someone they regret losing. By the time they return, and trust me, you'll be in a position of choice, not desperation. That's real power. That's the Stoic way. The Stoic never begs, never chases, never reacts emotionally. You are the prize. You hold the power. And when you apply these principles, they will return 100% of the time. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and share your thoughts in the comments. Remember, control yourself, and you control everything.